Hello pool players, isn't it gorgeous to see the cue ball stop dead at the object ball when we execute a perfect stop shot? Well, today's video is going to be covering the physics of what takes place in what's called the 4-inch skid rule. We're going to take a look at a 240 frame per second slow motion view of various shots so that you can understand the physics of what takes place with the 4-inch skid rule. This is not only going to help you with your stop shots, it's going to help you also with your stun run through and your baby draws from various distances. The 4-inch skid rule was shared to me recently by Robin Dreyer, the owner of the ICA training systems, and it's a method of training that he uses for his highly skilled players when they come to his academy. Without further ado, let's take a look at the physics of what takes place with these shots. First, let's take a look at the setup. Notice I'm straight into the far corner pocket, and I'm using an elephant ball here, and the important thing is notice that the stripe is oriented so that it's perpendicular to the playing surface. You'll soon see the significance of using a striped ball as we break down these shots. So what is the 4-inch skid rule? Well, it has everything to do with a sliding cue ball. Notice here as I hit center cue ball how the cue ball slides into the red ball. That was a bit quick, so let's slow it down to see the cue ball slide. Take note that the cue ball slides all the way up to the red, and when that happens, the cue ball will freeze at the red and not roll forward or draw backward. So this is a shot where the cue ball and the object ball are very close together. But what happens when they're quite far apart? Well, that's what this video is all about, so let's take a look at how we can slide the cue ball from distance to make the perfect stop shot. Here's a good angle to take a look at the 4-inch skid rule. As I slow this same shot down, we're going to see what takes place here. Were you able to see it? Let's go to a 240 frame per second slow motion view. Watch where the backspin stops and the cue ball starts to skid. Notice the distance of skid before it hits the red ball. The distance of skid we have to play with is roughly 4 inches. Thus, this is known as the 4-inch skid rule. So now that we know that there's about a 4-inch skid zone where the cue ball slides into the object ball and makes it stop, and by the way, that's roughly because I've noticed that if we stop the cue ball a little sooner than that 4 inches before it hits the object ball, or even a little bit late when it hits the object ball, the cue ball stops. But realistically, it's about 4 inches of slide where we create the perfect stop shot. Now, knowing this, that should give you an idea that we have quite a margin of error to pull off the perfect stop shot. Now, where this really comes into play is when we have varying lengths of stop shot. As I showed you, the one that's very close, you can hit center cue ball and skid right into the ball and it stops. But for distance, we have to know how to time that skid. Now here's a great way to practice, and this is what Robin Dreyer does with the ICAT's training system. When he trains his high-end players, he actually works with 800 skill players, which is amazing, right? So what he has them do, and you can use a striped ball if you don't have an elephant ball, is he'll have them shoot a stop shot from various lengths. Okay, he could be way back there, he could be up here. And what he has them do is he has them stop the cue ball as it's spinning backward. He wants them to stop the stripe at a certain point in time. So when it hits the object ball, it might be just straight up. Now to get it to be straight up here, we want to start it straight up back here. This is the whole idea and how to practice this. In the other one, you always start it straight up. The other one might be where he has them stop the cue ball after it's spun and it hits and stops where it's oriented back to maybe like at 10 o'clock, or it would be 2 o'clock from your angle. See that? Or another one, he'll have them stop it spinning and now it stops forward so it's at, in your point of view, 10 o'clock, right? So that's a good way to practice that skid zone and get that feel for how that cue ball is going to react as it skids to a stop at a certain point and then slides into the object ball. Just a great way to practice. The stop shot, in my opinion, is one of the most important shots in pool. Now, a lot of times we're going to be jacked up over balls or maybe on the rail. We still have to pull it off. And a quarter of an inch or less even sometimes can make all the difference to secure a run out. That exercise right there alone, if you can just practice that every day even, for maybe an hour, and develop the feel for that skid of the cue ball from varying distances, it's going to really help your game. Now let's take a look at a shot that I've worked on a lot to get around the stun run-through. As we develop that timing for our skid of the cue ball, we can time it so our cue ball will drift forward just slightly after contact. So the idea here is to get the cue ball to skid maybe like 5 inches before it hits the object ball, thus it's rolling forward by the time it contacts it. And here you'll see the cue ball starts to skid well before the 4-inch zone. And because of this, when it gets past 4 inches, it starts to roll forward slightly before it hits the red. This is not a stun run-through, but it does do the same thing. And contrary to the forward roll shot, we can accurately execute a baby draw by letting the cue ball spin all the way up to the object ball. And here's a pro tip. Time your cue ball slide point after it reaches the red. And here I'm indicating with the first arrow where the skid point would start, which is just past the red. Thus there's backspin on the cue ball, which draws it back slightly when it makes contact. And once again, here's the slight roll forward and the spin delivered at the red for the baby draw coming back. If you found this video to be helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to see another informative tutorial, watch this one right here. And until next time, like I always say, keep on practicing.